It is July 8th, 2023, and this is your episode of Collision After
Hit
Dark.
the music.
Run that intro.
It's Collision After Dark, baby.
Well. Welcome, everybody. As I said, this is Collision After Dark. My name is the effing expert, Mr. Isaacs, and I will let the gentleman next to me introduce himself.
I'm, of course, that ginger up, bubbly son of a bitch. I'm the patron saint of professional wrestling. I go down smooth because I'm Canada Dry, damn it.
He is loving this because AEW has been camped out in his home country for like a month now.
Yes,
but not his hometown.
Don't
His hometown.
don't get me started.
And we got a couple of cohorts here with us, as we always do. Right below, directly below me, I will let this gentleman introduce himself.
Good evening, everybody. I'm effing Golden Graham. You know, I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. You just watch this channel, you're going to see me, ready to talk about a good night of some wrestling.
The greatest hair in the effing wrestling network, bar none.
Bar none.
Next to him, we got another gentleman who is with us as well, is going to chime in with his opinions on the evening. Go ahead and introduce yourself, sir.
Well, you already know, man. I'm the man they call Kush, two-time AEW Trios champion and the leader of one of the hottest factions in the world, The Reckoning.
All right. Canada Dry, you are rolling your eyes there, man.
This guy is a fraud. An absolute fraud.
Whoa. What did Kush do to you, Canada Dry?
I can't talk about it. It's too upsetting.
We might have to have a blood and guts match here with Canada Dry and Kush at some point because
Kush, what do you have to say for yourself?
I ain't gotta say anything at all except for Canada Dry is just kind of a little mad about something that he asked that I just declined. That's all.
Declined.
Oh, well, yeah, you can't tell Canada Dry no. That's one thing that I've learned in my friendship with him. Can't tell him no.
This is true. Do I not take no right?
All right, gentlemen.
Golden Graham, can you say no to me?
Yes.
I see what you did there, Golden Graham, and it was very wise of you to do so.
I'm just going to say something like, for Kush to come on this show hyping up his faction when there's 3 members of TDS is kind of brave.
Oh, we should just pound him right now. Just
That's a bit of a
I'm
handicap
perfect to
match
jump
here,
on him from
Kush.
here. I could just come down on him.
Hey, I got my guys man around me somewhere, so I'll try even the odds.
You better bring him out at some point.
Well, before we get started talking about Collision, we are going to go ahead and do the sponsors here. We've got a very exciting new sponsor that we're all very excited about here. It is Fight the World FTW Wrestling. This is the school of Brian Idol, and we're very excited to be partnered up with them. If you want to be a pro wrestler and you're a young fan, you're watching us tonight, look at these guys. Look up their school, see what they have to offer. You could be trained by actual professional wrestlers.
Yeah, you'd be trained by Natalia Markova.
Natalia Markova, exactly. I mean,
the face of effing wrestling.
Yeah, yes. The face of effing wrestling. So, I mean, if you really want to be involved in this business, that's where you got to go.
If I was younger, I would go there and get trained. Maybe a month or two just to work alongside Natalia. Back in my younger days, I would have done
just to get body slammed by Natalia.
Yes, body slam me again, please. I'm not sure I got that.
She can teach you how to sell because she's really good at selling.
Oh, yeah. She's as good as anyone at selling.
So, I mean, if you want to learn the art of selling, which is a very, very valuable skill to have in professional wrestling.
It's 50% of the work.
Check out this school.
Oh, I'd argue it's more than that.
Oh, I would argue that as well. If you're an enhancement talent, I mean, your entire job is to sell.
Yeah, when you're starting out, you're selling a hell of a lot more than you're doing anything else. And that's all you have to offer at that point, right? This guy sells really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, that is like a golden skill to have. No pun intended, Mr. Graham. But we are very excited to have them as a sponsor, and we also, of course, have Dubby.
Let's get all the sponsors out of the way.
As my partner Liam says, use code FN Wrestling to get 10% off if you want some Dubby. All right, guys. Tonight, Collision, July 8th, 2023. Let's go to the opening promo here. This was very interesting to me because Punk came out to no music during the introduction, during the Elton John Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting song. He just comes out. He comes out and he cuts a promo. Got a good face reaction this time. I don't know if maybe they didn't have him come out to his own music because they were afraid he would be booed. I don't know. But he came out, mentioned Stampede Wrestling, mentioned Owen Hart, kind of hyped up the tournament and why they're there. I thought this was a pretty good promo. I do think it was weird he didn't come out to his own music. Golden Graham, what'd you think of this?
I think it's smart because then they get the pop later on in the show when he actually comes out for his match. But my favorite thing is like, for like the last couple weeks, these have all clearly been pre-recorded, like intro promos. But this one, at least Punk's was, I'm assuming was live. Maybe it was in our part, but the fact that it went from recorded to just a live promo, like I liked it. It was a different flow to the show. I like it when wrestling shows try something new.
Definitely. Canada Dry, what'd you think of it?
Oh, I loved it for one reason and one reason only. Owen frickin' Hart.
Yes.
This is the most over he's gotten in all tournament time, like even last year.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there were numerous Owen Hart chants throughout the night. It was really cool.
And I really enjoyed, like, just even if it's pandering, even if it's just like to get the cheap pop later. I enjoy Owen Hart getting the recognition. There's not just a title and name only. That is like, we genuinely take pride in doing this for Owen. And
absolutely.
And like, I just love Punk because of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Kush, what'd you think, man?
Yeah, the whole opening and stuff, man, was very thunderous. It felt like a real big deal when they had all the final fours of the men's side of the Owen Hart's tournament. It gave a prestigious stuff, man, that's warranted for it being the second annual, man, since they started last year. That was a real good, nice touch. I definitely liked, man, how they had Punk come out without no music or anything. Felt like he was coming out there with a purpose and stuff, and he definitely laid it on thick like he always does, about the importance about this tournament. And
he could cut a promo.
He told a good story stuff about him and Samoa Joe, and really, man, had a crowd, man, reaction and stuff, man, to it, whether they wanted to boo.
Uh-oh.
And he definitely has made up, man.
Accept your apology. Thank you.
No, not that. not that at all. But anyway,
I heard a glitch
Punk
and I thought you were saying I'm sorry.
No, I said they expected him from his importance in that tournament. Not necessarily memorial for him, but also how grand, man, of a scale this thing was.
So you're saying you didn't apologize?
For what?
All right. Well, after that, we got a great package on Punk versus Joe. They're starting to utilize their Ring of Honor footage a little bit now. I like that. We just kind of talked about the Punk thing, so we'll just kind of move on from there. I like how Kevin Kelly kind of got stuck here and said, "We are getting things off," and then there was an awkward silence, and then he said, "To a fast pace." It's kind of funny because it's like you could tell that Kevin Kelly isn't incredibly strong on knowledge of AEW, but he's getting there. Like, he's taking the time, he's learning it.
Yeah.
It was interesting. All right, match number 1, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Ricky Starks. I I thought this was a solid match. I liked it. There was a pretty bad botch on the tornado DDT that looked pretty rough towards the end of it. But I thought this was a good match between these two. Nothing too crazy, kind of slow, kind of methodical, but it all made sense. I wish QT Marshall wasn't involved in this, but I get what they're doing. Starks wins off of QT distraction. Obviously, him and Hobbs are breaking up. Yada yada yada. Canada Dry, what do you think about this match?
It was good, except for the botch at the ropes there at the end. Nothing you can do. A slip is a slip. Sometimes those ropes, I tell you. I really love the Hobbs Owen Hart gear.
Yeah,
I didn't notice it at first. I'm like, wait a second. He's totally doing Owen Hart. And then I was like, yeah, I kind of love you, Hobbs.
So was Ricky. Ricky had some Owen gear on too as well.
It was gold though.
I think it was from his time with Nation of Domination.
I guess maybe there might have been some Nation stuff in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I noticed the Powerhouse gear about halfway through the match too, along with you.
Wait a second.
Kush, what do you think of this match, buddy?
I mean, I knew this match was going to open up the show or so because they were going to start this matchup and have the main event with CM Punk and Samoa Joe. It was what it was. It served its purpose. What really got me at the end, though, was Powerhouse Man turning his back and shoving QT Marshall on them and telling them to F off and stuff after that fair loss.
Yeah, so we get that inevitable Powerhouse Hobbs versus QT Marshall match. Yippee. Golden Graham, what'd you think?
My first thought was this is infinitely better than their pay-per-view match was. And another thing is even when there is a botch, AEW has such seasoned veteran play callers that they just work it right into the story. They don't ignore it like some other companies do or other commentators do. They just work it into the story. And I appreciate that.
Yeah. Treat us like we're not dumb.
Yes.
Yeah. Aaron, were you going to chime in a second ago and say something?
Yeah. What do you think about Hobbs face? Is this a face turn here?
I think it has to be a face turn. Yeah.
So, is it believable that he can do this right now?
I mean, it seems a bit premature in my opinion, but I think he's undoubtedly a face at this point.
Yeah.
What do you guys think? Golden Graham, what do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think he can pull it off. I would have liked for him to not turn heel to begin with. Let him just be the massive baby face that AEW needed at the time. So,
Kush, what do you think about this face turn? This out of nowhere face turn?
I feel like, it really was just out of left field, like you said, and stuff. It's just something they could probably plan a little bit more better and stuff, in my opinion, even beyond the shock value. But I don't know. I mean, I like to see, him kick the hell out of QT Marshall and them. I mean, he made a fan out of me, obviously. Anytime he can kick their asses up right there, hope he'll lead to something else better. Like maybe he can challenge for a championship again.
Possibly. Well, after this match was over, we saw a Miro promo. Same cryptic nonsense. I'm so sick of seeing Miro do this. I mean, this is just the same cryptic nonsense that he did before he disappeared.
Oh, no. It's not the same. Back. Now he's humbly bragging about his double-jointed wife.
Hey, you stole my
I was going to get
bets.
there. I had that in my notes here that he mentions that he can't be distracted anymore by his double-jointed hot wife. So he's still swearing off his wife. So, guys, Lana's still out there. She's unclaimed, and she's double-jointed this time. He let you know. So
just so you know, you can't have my...
But, yeah, I just... God, man, Miro just spins in mud. What do you guys think about this? Canada Dry, what do you think?
It's this typical promo from Miro.
Yeah.
I really didn't want to see stuff like this anymore. I just wanted to see him on the mic. I wanted to see him letting him show his personality.
Exactly.
And this is just more of the same. I don't like it.
Kush, what'd you think of the Miro promo?
Kush,
you with me, buddy? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm here. I feel like it was just like watching like last week's episode, quite frankly. Only difference was the dialogue. That's all.
And Joe Graham, what'd you think, man?
Oh yeah, I would like to see some forward moving progress with this. Like you said, like this is basically the same thing he was cutting before he got injured. Then he decided to go film a movie and didn't like creative, so he didn't come back, and now he's doing the same thing. Like I don't mind with these cryptic promos if there's a little bit more for us to figure out, or to figure out what is going on.
Yeah, if it's moving forward, it doesn't feel like it's moving forward yet.
No, that definitely feels like you said, like just he's spinning his wheels in the mud at the moment.
Yeah, I just hope this isn't a precursor to him vanishing again. Like I'm kind of afraid that's what's going to happen. There's going to be 2 or 3 more weeks of this stuff, and then he's just going to disappear again.
Well, doing all this stuff, Miro's stock goes way, way down.
Yeah,
he's a man of action.
If he wants to go back to WWE, his status is so low at this point.
Yeah, he's got to build back up at this point. Yeah, he's definitely lost some cachet, that's for sure. Well, moving on from the Miro promo, we had a little spot with Willow Nightingale and Athena interrupts, and they kind of go back and forth. And Willow insinuates she wants the Ring of Honor title and a build-up for their match on Rampage. I don't think there was really much to gather from here. Does anybody have any comments you want to add to this before we move on?
I do.
Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Kush sucks. Kush sucks.
Was that your comment on Willow and
My comments.
What was your comment? And it better not just be Canada Dry sucks.
Well, along with Canada Dry sucks donkeys, I would say, well, at least they gave an explanation why they ain't having a match there. So, deserve purpose.
Right.
He can't come up with his own original material. He just has to repeat what I say.
Well,
I just said more words than you did.
All right, guys. Match 2. We had Julia Hart versus I put in my notes enhancement local because I don't remember what they said her name was, to be quite honest.
No idea.
Yeah, they said she was a second-generation wrestler. Like, to
who? Right. They said her name. They didn't even show a graphic that showed her name. So I literally don't even remember what her name was.
Maybe
so
she's
I apologize.
Brawler's daughter.
She kind of looked like, she looked like a smaller Piper Niven. That's kind of what she looked like to me.
Someone made that comment in our group chat.
Yeah, Julia Hart.
Can't see it
now. I guess she has new music. Has she used this before?
I don't know. I don't remember the last time she came out for a match.
Well,
I think it was funny that she was singing to it the whole time.
yeah, she was singing it the whole time. Anyways, it was a kind of a dope song. I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, I liked the entrance.
I thought it fit for her.
I don't think she should sing to it though, because
it
kind of takes away from it, makes her more mortal.
Yeah, kind of. Well, she's supposed to be this dark, stoic character, and she's singing her entrance theme. That is kind of strange.
But, I mean, she's not the only one who does it. So
no, but if you're babyface, you can sing to your thing,
right?
No, I was referring to Scarlett in WWE, when she comes out with Barry, and she
does the fall and pray shtick. I mean, that's part of their shtick, though.
It's annoying and it's stupid.
Oh my god!
At least she looks good doing it, though.
She does.
Yes, absolutely.
I mean, there's not much to say about this match. I thought aesthetically it was kind of weird that the girl looked way stronger than Julia Hart.
Yeah,
I mean, this girl looked like she could snap Julia Hart in half in a shoot fight.
Yeah.
Kind of a sloppy match. Julia Hart, she's got a great look. She's very green in the ring. I didn't think this was very good. Hart by a quick submission. Golden Graham, what'd you think?
I mean, it was a match. Like, was it a little off? Yeah, but that's probably because it was probably thrown together 10 minutes before the show started. Because this obviously was supposed to be Athena and Willow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
They didn't have anyone else they could have put in there other than.
I don't know.
Throw in that enhancement local talent against Julia Hart. Kush, what'd you think, man? Kush.
Well, it felt like it's something that should have been on a dark, or dark elevation. That's what it felt like to me. I was like, what show am I watching? It ain't Collision because, I mean, it's just enhancement talent. That's all it was. And it really kind of sucks, man, that Athena and Nightingale wasn't doing this because they've been in more than like 5 minutes. So
obviously that would have been a much better match.
Definitely something.
Canada Dry, did you think the Piper Niven look-alike enhancement local was going to win?
I did not. I wonder, like, couldn't you put Athena against someone else instead?
I would think. Yeah.
Like, put Athena against someone else and then, like, send a message to Willow for next week.
Right.
That's what I would have done.
I think you could have had Athena take on this enhancement talent local person because they're similar build. You could have just showcased how Athena would take her out next week,
Yeah. And she probably would have legitimately hurt her.
Yeah, because, Julia Hart does not look intimidating to anyone.
No, I mean, this
like, you want to pinch your cheeks.
Yeah, I mean, if they were going to put Julia Hart against some enhancement talent, it should have been somebody the size of Alexa Bliss. Like somebody tiny.
And Julia Hart isn't even the best choice for the House of Black.
Who do you think would be the best choice?
Well, I don't know. Someone at least with black hair. Blonde, like cheerleader. Like, come on.
I mean, I could see them using somebody like Abaddon or someone like that.
Yeah, Abaddon would have been a perfect pick.
Abaddon would have been cool. Who's someone else? Sky Blue would have been better.
Like pull Anna Jay from the JAS. She would have did better in House of Black.
Anna Jay would have worked perfectly because of the previous Dark Order gimmick. It just kind of like now I'm raising up even further.
Well, yeah, like, and also like before that, like she was sort of like cosplaying as Zatanna, a dark arts.
That's exactly what I was thinking though too. Zatanna, right off of DC.
Yep.
But now you're kind of stuck with her now. Like you can't change the stuff.
Right. you got to stay with her now. You got to stay with her. All right. The next segment that we had here was a little recorded promo with Malachi Black talking about stealing Andrade El Idolo's mask. It was another. I love Malachi Black, but it was another one of those kind of cryptic promos that, old school Bray Wyatt type promo didn't make a ton of sense. I got your mask because you need your mask. Just didn't really make much sense to me. Andrade responded, talking about the importance of the mask and Lucha and yada yada. The thing that was really that caught my attention about this was DDP's daughter, Lexi Nair, doing the interview, was wearing the Seinfeld puffy shirt. That's but I don't want to be a pirate. Jerry, you're gonna be the next pirate. That for some reason that just stuck in my brain, and like I tuned out almost everything Andrade said. But Canada Dry, what'd you think of this?
What was really weird is Kevin Kelly afterwards. He really was speaking slow enough for all of us to understand. What the hell? What the hell was that about?
Like I said, I think he's still trying to learn all these different gimmicks.
Well, good job of like letting us understand you, buddy.
Kush, what'd you think of this, man?
I just felt like, Andrade, he's not a words guy at all. So I mean, he probably could have somebody that could talk with him, or for him. That's what he had with Zelina back in his NC days.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel gross right now. I'm agreeing with this guy. I feel gross.
Golden Graham, what'd you think of this? Do you have any thoughts? Did you like the puffy shirt?
I'm not a big Seinfeld guy, so I don't get it. So, but like, I actually like both of these because, like, at least it's leading towards something. It's telling a story. Like, so clearly we're going to get Malachi and Andrade in a match, which is awesome because they were great in NXT Black and Gold in the heyday of NXT.
That match is gonna pop.
It's gonna be great.
As long as it's given the time, which I can't imagine why they wouldn't give it a good 15-20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, we are in for a treat whenever we get this match, especially because the last line that Malachi said, he said, I'm going to show you how good you can be without the mask. Like, ooh, that's got me like my juices flowing. I'm ready for it.
Is this maybe like they're gonna have a pillow fight or something?
Who knows?
They're gonna slap each other with masks. That's what they're gonna do.
A mask slapping fight.
Now, you want to know something funny about the Seinfeld puffy shirt? Going back to that for a second, is they have that at the Smithsonian Institute in Washington, D.C.
Cool.
Really?
And when I went there, because I have a degree in political science, and one of my classes, we went to DC and visited that, and I completely marked out for the puffy shirt, and I was the only person in my whole class that even knew what it was. I was so disappointed.
Is Archie Bunker's chair still there?
I think so. Yeah.
I want to go there. It seems like a really cool place.
It was in like the entertainment historical wing of the Smithsonian, but they had I was like, it's the puffy shirt, and everybody else was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, the entertainment section would be a lot of fun.
It's the only reason to go to Washington, D.C. is for the monuments and the museum. There's no other reason to go there.
You see the puffy shirt. Yeah.
To see the puffy shirt. We're gonna turn Joe Graham into a Seinfeld fan eventually here.
Yes. I want to see Joe Graham next time we do this wearing a puffy shirt.
Look, I'm wearing an FTR shirt right now. What more do you want from me? Okay.
Just get your.
Okay. If you say I don't want to be a pirate, but I don't want to be a pirate, then we'll let you off the hook.
Jerry, you're gonna be the first.
I don't want to be a pirate.
There you go. You're off the hook.
Pirate.
Yeah, like that.
I don't want to be a pirate.
There we go. There we go.
All right, match 3: Bullet Club Gold versus FTR. Man, this was a hell of a match.
Yes.
I really enjoyed this. This reminded me of some of those barn burner FTR tag matches that they had in the old school NXT. Like, that's kind of what this reminded me of. The false finishes, the leaping across the ring to save a 3 count. This was amazing. I love this match. Thought it was great. Kush, what'd you think of this match? You enjoy it?
Oh yeah, it definitely was one of the better matches of the night. Well anticipated, and yet FTR doing what they do best, man, making some pretty great, man, interesting tag team wrestling that we all love, man, to see, because they're doing exactly the same thing with Bullet Gold as they did back at NXT. The likes of DIY and Authors of Pain and all that. That's kind
exactly, that's exactly what this match reminded me of.
So what you're saying is, Kush, is that you hated it, and you're a hater. Is what you're saying.
But I mean,
I didn't hear what you just said, but what?
That's okay.
I agree with that
Let's pretend you heard it.
I didn't hear what you just said, so I didn't hear.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
well,
I'm not.
It reminded me of the matches they had with DIY and American Alpha and NXT. That's what this reminded me of. Joe Graham, what'd you think?
Oh, I loved this match. It was like, I think I saw a post that said like this was a half-hour match, which is kind of unheard of on a 2-hour show normally.
Yeah, it was a long match.
I want to tell you a little story. So my son, who is 8 years old, is starting to get into wrestling. But because of the popularity, he's really into WWE. So he sat down and he watched some Collision with me tonight. And like about 20 minutes into the match, he's like, why isn't this match over yet? I was like, look, AEW doesn't do their 5-minute matches. He's like, okay.
Oh, you didn't appreciate it?
No, he's 8 years old. Like he watches a lot of WWE. He's used to those
programmed, right?
Yeah. He's used to those
program.
It's like, this is supposed to be capped at 3.5 minutes, Dad. What's going on?
Yeah. But yeah, I love this match. Like you said, the false finishes, but my favorite thing was like not spamming the finishers.
Yeah.
That's like, and you can tell because that's an FTR old school thing. Like it's like you use them sparingly. You don't just sit there and hit finisher, and devalue the move. So.
Absolutely. Canada Dry, what'd you think, man?
I popped so freaking hard for this match. Several things that just like were very old school and just like brought me right back to my childhood. Watching this match just totally did that. The double suplexes, especially. That just like had this huge nostalgia moment for me. And I was just like, yes. I was in it from the start with that double suplex. And I really liked the false big rig they did where they missed.
Yeah.
That was a nice touch.
Absolutely.
And I love the work that Bullet Club Gold did on kind of screwing up the tags and hitting dash and gash and making sure that they couldn't make that was just brilliant.
Absolutely. I totally agree. I'll take a second here just to recognize some of the people that are in the chat. Noob, what's up, man? How's it going?
What's up, Noob?
Monako says, "Hey Isaac, curious what's your favorite genre of music? Cheers from Kyoto, Japan. My favorite music is heavy metal. I'm a metal guy." And
real quick before we move on, I just want to say, I think Dax Harwood may have the best brain buster in the game right now. Like the way he hits them and makes them just look so impactful is just fun to watch.
I want to see FTR in a Halloween costume being Homer and Ned Flanders. It'd be awesome.
Stupid sexy Ned.
Yes.
All right, moving on, gentlemen. We got a little package hyping up Luchasaurus and Sean Spears with Christian obviously in the mix. Apparently, they are having a TNT title match at Battle of the Belts, which will be next week after Collision. So, does anybody have any thoughts you want to share on that before we move on?
Well, we got a big Collision next week then.
Yeah.
3 hours. It'd be like Monday Night Raw, remember 2 shows.
Yeah.
You know what I would like to see for this 2 out of 3 falls match? I want to see it main event Collision and then run over into Battle of the Belts.
That would be cool, but it's not going to.
It's not going to, but I would like
that is sick. I love that idea.
That would be great. FDR is backstage with Shivani, and of course, anytime Shivani steps in to talk to anybody, they immediately get interrupted. So FTR is immediately interrupted by Bullet Club Gold. Jay said that they beat, quote, Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear. And they go back and forth and agree to have the tag title match next weekend. Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear. What'd you guys think?
It's Fuzzy Wuzzy, and what's the other guy? He's called Silly something.
I forget.
Silly Willy.
Yeah, Silly Willy, I think. Yeah,
Silly Willy and Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear. Now, which one was Fuzzy Wuzzy Bear?
That's Dax.
Yeah. Okay, because he's got the stash.
It was really weird. He's like, "Want a Fuzzy Wuzzy all over your face?" I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, I was like,
Giles was like, "Yeah, you did."
What kind of show is this, pal? I know this is late night on the Saturday night, but come on now. All right, moving on. Match number 4: Scorpio Sky versus Action Andretti. Now, guys, what is one trope that I've repeatedly said drives me insane when I see a match? You want to take a guess, any of you?
I have no clue.
Action Andretti did not have an entrance, which telegraphed that he had no chance of winning this match.
Oh, yeah. The jobber.
You were better off not giving Ricky an entrance, too.
Yeah.
Because then you're saving time, and then you just start with 2 men in the ring.
Right. But anyways, this was a really good back and forth match. I enjoyed it. Obviously, it kind of took me out of it that Andretti didn't have an entrance because I knew he was going to lose.
Well, you kind of knew that anyways.
Yeah, I mean, they've been building up Scorpio Sky. I don't understand what happened with Andretti. They put him over Jericho. It was supposed to be the big 1, 2, 3 kid moment. Then he just kind of vanished, and now he doesn't have an entrance and he's jobbing.
Do you know why I think it is?
Why is that?
And I'll let you guys give your opinions as well. I think it's because they didn't realize how bad his personality sucked.
Golden Graham, what do you think of that statement? Do you think it's a lack of personality on his part?
I think it's a little bit of that, and I think honestly, Jericho just wanted a huge moment because wasn't he sort of like in the losing streak type thing?
No, this is what started it all.
Yeah.
Oh, well, maybe it was just I just feel like it was more of a very poor developed plot device.
Yeah, I think it was Jericho's idea, and this is what I figured. Management wasn't really behind it.
Yeah.
And Jericho's trying to get the rub on this kid, and then they're like, okay, it's Jericho. Let him
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Jericho pushed for it, and then afterwards they were just kind of like, I don't know. Kush, what do you think, man?
I felt like, for him, he's probably wasn't quite ready, man, as I thought, because even when that match happened with him and Jericho, I thought that they kind of, got too soon, except for that kid. But he's over at Ring of Honor right now with Darius Martin and all them doing a tag team thing. While Dante is actually recuperating, so that's something he need to do, is just being in something like a show like that, to where he can develop more and hopefully build up more of a personality, I guess.
Yeah.
It's almost like he goes a little bit over, like he's trying too hard.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, it looks like he's not trying at all. So.
No, it's just like those over the top promos where it's just like you want to throw up.
I'm just glad to see Scorpio Sky back in a wrestling ring.
Which is interesting because he's a face.
Yeah.
We all thought he was going to be a heel.
Well,
I mean,
did he really work as a baby face here? Because Andretti's a baby face too, right?
He came up to him afterwards, helped him up. I thought he was going to do something bad.
Right.
That's what I thought. I was like, yes, Andretti's the perfect person to just fail.
He was a heel though with Ethan Page when they did that best man thing though last year. So
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe because they missed him so much, they just start a new slate, since Ethan Page in a way is his own face man with Matt Hardy and him now, or at least he kind of.
Ethan and him are both doing faces then.
Oh yeah, Ethan is absolutely a face right now.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean that moment he had with MJF, that was pretty cool.
That was a bona fide face moment. I'm hoping there's more for him down the road too, not too long.
Right. All right. Well, let's go ahead and move on to match number 5, which was, of course, the main event: Samoa Joe versus CM Punk. Now, my thoughts about this. This was a great kind of old school Ring of Honor style match. I really enjoyed it. I like how the announcers spent a significant amount of time hyping up their history instead of just acting like these two guys are just facing each other for the first time, which is probably what a lot of announcers would do. Great back and forth. I like the fact that Punk won with a roll up because it made it seem like he barely etched out a victory. And then of course we had the aftermath of Joe attacking him after teasing the code of honor, after the Owen Hart chants, which was very emotional. I love this. I thought this was a great match. Canada Dry, what'd you think?
Don't you think that was a Bret Hart sort of roll up at the end?
It was the Bret Hart. Who did he use that roll up against? Was it Bulldog?
It was Bulldog was off the ropes.
And that was a more of a sunset flip.
Right.
Yeah. But it felt very Bret-like.
This was the Owen finish, wasn't it? Owen rolled up Bret like that.
That's right.
Yeah. This is the finish of
was
Owen.
A tribute to the Owen rolling up Bret. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, so I mean that makes it even more poetic.
Yeah.
That they used the Owen roll up where he beat his brother Bret.
This match was really it was good. I like that it was slow and methodical.
Yeah.
And you brought that up earlier. You said that Collision needs to be the wrestling show.
Yes.
And I'm so glad that it's living up to that.
Absolutely.
It makes it a different feel than Dynamite. But yeah, this match was incredible. And Punk finally getting that big W.
Roxy says yes, it was Owen versus Bret at WrestleMania. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm excited for when CM Punk finally holds those Owen Hart belts and the Owen Hart Cup, because it just looks special to someone who really looked up to him. It felt a little off when Britt Baker really didn't know who he was. I'm sure her husband did, but
Right. At least she didn't call him like Owen Harvey or something.
Owen Hard, eh?
like Mike Adamle,
Oh, Mike
Jeff Hardy,
Adamle
Jeff
never
Hardy.
changed.
Golden Graham, what'd you think of this match, brother?
Oh, I love this match. I thought the same thing as you did. This just gave me old school ROH vibes, like and like it was just great. Like there was never really no clear winner from the beginning. Like I was sitting there believing like anyone could actually win this match. But my favorite thing is the fact that Punk got choked out means we're getting at least one more match between Joe and Punk.
Absolutely.
And that's what I can't wait for.
Yeah. Yeah, excellent. Yeah, I mean, this was an American Puro match. Is that old school Ring of Honor style. I loved it. Kush, what'd you think, man?
It was built up real well, and the match, man, delivered. I mean, both guys definitely made sure that they put emphasis and stuff, man, into the matchup about the long history stuff between Punk and Joe, and quite frankly, stuff. It felt like more of a pay-per-view matchup, though, just like the FTR and Bullet Gold match. So very good for Collision and stuff, man, too, for having these two matches and stuff like this for the night show. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that Punk, man, got the win finally, after a long, feud or something with Joe. But it don't seem like it ain't over yet with how Joe attacked him. So they might be pushing for maybe a title match between the two. I don't know.
And what I kind of wonder now is whether or not Punk is actually going to win, or if Samoa Joe is going to cost him the match with Ricky Starks.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so. But they definitely did some teasing, because like there at the end, like Ricky Starks came out and it looked like FTR was calling him into the ring, and he just sort of turned his back on him and walked away.
Yeah. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where they go.
Hard to tell. Did you think it might be Punk? It could put a swerve and put Ricky Starks over. I mean, Punk really don't need to win this, even though that he respect man the heart, on legacy. This could really do wonders for Ricky Starks if they decide to go with him, because he even hadn't had really anything to go and was floundering with the Bullet Gold and stuff and Juice Robinson for the past few months. So
right.
if anybody can really use a rub, it's him.
Why don't we bury the hatchet?
Bury the hatchet. Where? What?
Look, let's just bury the hatchet. We'll have peace among us.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Okay.
Yeah, kumbaya, my lord. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what you guys have to do.
Kumbaya, my lord.
See, there you go, right there. Singing along.
Let's have peace.
All right.
Cool.
So
you got
this is what we have to do.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, okay. There we go.
I guess I could take that. What I was going to make you do is I was going to make you guys scissor, because I mean,
come on.
And Wolfpack's fine. Yeah, give me a scissor. Let's do a scissor too.
Okay. Scissor me, daddy.
There you go. That's the After Dark spirit. We have scissoring on After Dark. Okay.
Yeah, I started the show hating him, and I just I can't look at his beautiful face and be angry.
He's got a wonderful smile. He's a very pleasant.
He does.
Gentleman.
He does.
Very pleasant gentleman. All right, guys, we are at that time of the evening where we are going to go around here and we are going to assign a rating for tonight's Collision. And tell me your match of the night. Golden Graham, I will start with you.
Oh, match
Don't
of the
forget
night
your favorite segment.
Okay, so match of the night is FTR and Bullet Club Gold. Love that match. Segment of the night, I'm just going to go with the opening segment, parlaying into Punk's live promo. And I'm giving this show 4 stars.
All right. That is 4 bells. Canada Dry, what say you, man? I'm
going to say that this show was freaking awesome.
Boom.
I'm going to give it, I can't give it 5 bells. I don't know. They're so freaking generous on the last episode of Dynamite After Dark. They all gave it 5. I gave it 4.
You all gave that 5 stars, huh?
Yes,
yeah, the 3 other guys.
I loved Wednesday's Dynamite.
Yeah, but it wasn't 5.
It was a good show.
It was good.
It was 5 out of 5 stars, the show?
It was good.
What would you have given it, Kush?
I'll at least give about somewhere between like 4.5 because it has smooth flow.
Yeah, that's.
You got the matches. Yeah.
What would you have given Dynamite?
I would have given it probably 3.5.
Oh wow!
Mr. Isaacs always goes low though.
Yeah, he's hard. He's hard to get.
I'm a tough customer.
So I'm going to tell you.
The only way Mr. Isaacs gives 5 stars is if it's in the Tokyo Dome, just like Meltzer.
Right.
All right, so I'm going to give this 4.5 stars, and I'm going to say my favorite match of the night was FTR versus the Golden Bullet Club. And CM Punk promo was my beginning was my segment of the night.
All right.
What did Joe Graham give it?
I did 4.
Okay.
Joe gave 4. All right. Did we get Cush's rating? I'm sorry. I kind of
no,
not yet.
we have not.
Cush, go ahead, buddy. What's your rating? Match of the night and segment of the night?
Rating. I gotta give the same rate like I would if I was on the show after dark, man. For the Dynamite, that's 4.5 stars. You know, it really was live. It kept me interested, even with the boring segment of Miro on that side. And yeah, you know, it definitely earned that with those 2 big matches right there. And one of them right there is FTR and Bullet Gold. That should have been a pay-per-view matchup. I'm glad we got to watch it for free.
It was absolutely pay-per-view worthy.
Yeah,
definitely for pay-per-view eyes only. But we got for free. Definitely, man, worthy of that 4.5 star rating. And the segment opening act, CM Punk, man, going out there and pumping up, man, the matchup, getting the crowd hype, and you know, nice tip of the hat, man, to Owen Hart, man, for the trophy. Definitely loved every bit about that.
Well, guys, we kind of sound like a broken record here, but yeah, my match of the night was FTR and Bullet Club Gold.
That just shows how good it was.
I'm giving this event 4 bells, and my favorite segment is also the CM Punk opening segment where he comes out and hypes up the crowd, talks about Owen, talks about Stampede. Just a very good, very heartfelt, tough promo. I liked it a lot. This was a fantastic show. 4 bells for me. So that's 4 from me, 4 from Golden Graham, and I think you both gave it what, 4.25?
4.5.
No, our average is 4.25.
4.25 average. And I will say, just in closing here, that I know I've said this before, and I'll say it again. This is the show I wanted AEW to be. Like, this is the more wrestling-centric show, less kind of silliness. I mean, I love Dynamite too, but I just love the look and feel of Collision better, in my opinion.
They should back, man, to the good old days, man, of Monday Night War to me. It just felt so live, just felt different.
You know what the funny thing is that because there's longer matches and less of it, time seems to go a little bit quicker for us here on Collision After Dark.
I know, I see that. Not even an hour.
Well, it's because we don't have to like break down like 10 minutes of like Orange Cassidy antics.
He doesn't like Orange Cassidy.
I'm not
good,
a
man.
I'm not a
He's
huge
good.
fan.
Good though. I dig his style though. You know, he's talking more and he's doing a lot more action. Hey.
I mean, he is a talented worker. I'll give him that. I don't like the look. I don't like the gimmick. It's just not for me. But I appreciate that a lot of people like it.
We got a bit of time here. Why don't we talk about what matches are going to be happening next week?
So I didn't make any notes other than I know the Willow and Athena match is going to be next weekend. I know the tag match will be next weekend. What else am I missing, fellas?
Luchasaurus and
yes, Sean Spears.
Sean Spears for the TNT title.
Luchasaurus and Sean Spears. My
it's going to be a big show.
Knock down my thing back here.
Yeah, it's basically like we're basically getting a 3-hour show next Saturday.
Yeah, Battle of the Belts combined with Collision, so that should be a good show.
So you're saying we might get to 50 minutes next week?
We are at 49 minutes right now, but I mean, you guys are welcome to talk about anything you want to talk about for the next few minutes, or we can go ahead and close up shop. What do you guys want to do?
I'm going to keep talking for a bit.
Let's do it.
So what do you guys want to talk about?
Let's see. What can
Well, who do you think's going to win? Do you think Starks or Punk?
Oh, Punk.
Gonna go with Punk. Kush, what do you say? Kush, can you hear me, pal?
Yeah, okay. I feel like it's gonna be Punk at the end though too, probably. More than likely. The way he's been putting his energy and stuff into this, it'll be kind of surprising me if he doesn't win it. It'll be nice for Starks, but I feel like it's gonna be Punk all the way.
Canada Dry, what do you think?
It's just cool to have someone who really appreciates what Owen meant to wrestling to win it. And like I appreciate them doing that because the women's side won't really have that.
Yeah. Yeah, the women's side's just so forgettable, honestly.
It's almost
yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the WWE side with the King of Ring and the Queen's Court thing, and that's kind of sad. Like you really want to do your women a little more better than that, but I have to agree.
If Punk wins, they just need to let Sky Blue win, so you can have the Chicago natives be the ones holding the titles.
I feel like she's gonna win. I feel like she's gonna win anyway. That's who I'm gonna think.
That's a huge push.
I hope they do.
Like that's a gigantic.
Who else in the tournament is there that it would do anything for?
Athena's already the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. She don't really need it, so
Willow it would be a good move for her as well.
Yeah, either Willow or Sky, either one of them, perfect for it.
So Athena as well. Athena would look really good with the Owen Hart.
Looks like Canada Dry and myself are tied for best talker of the show.
I see that.
Out there.
So I have a question, but this is more for Mr. Isaacs.
Yes.
What do you think of Adam Cole and MJF as a tag team? Because I love it. I love
think it's funny.
We've got.
I think it's funny. I like it. I'm entertained by it. Yeah. I mean, they MJF kind of going over the top, trying to be friendly to him, holding a birthday party for him and all this and that. I mean, it's funny. It's obviously going to end up with MJF beating the shit out of him.
I'm a little disappointed, to be honest with you guys, that Brian Cage and Big Bill are their opponents next week.
Right.
I'm a little disappointed that because it's like they could have got Big Bill and Brian Cage in the final, just to make them look better.
Good old Big Bill. Gotta love Big Bill. That's my favorite name in wrestling.
I like it too. It was like Bob the Builder has grew up, and his brother Big Bill is helping him.
Well, I told you why I like that name, right?
Why?
Because my dad's name is Bill, and you know how he's one of those dads that he's a smart ass like I am.
Yeah.
He's like one of those guys that would try to antagonize you about things you liked when you were growing up.
Yeah.
So when I would watch wrestling, he'd be like, "Those guys aren't tough. Put Big Bill in there, I'd kick all their
Did he used to say that? Shut up.
He just did it to antagonize me because I was watching wrestling.
Put Big Bill in there.
That's great.
So every time I see Big Bill and that there's an actual wrestler with that name, it pops me every time.
Yeah, so you're not going to hate on it all for that.
No, I can't hate on Big Bill. It puts a smile on my face every time.
I like saying Big Bill.
Big Bill. Big Bill, kick all their asses.
Well, does anyone in the comments, do you have any questions?
Yeah, what we got from the peanut gallery here?
Yeah, we got nothing. We got nothing.
All right. Well, I think the well has run dry here, gentlemen. Yes. So I think we will go ahead and close the program here. Let me switch.
I guess we can promote the show tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead and plug the show tomorrow, Canada Dry.
All right. So we got on the All Effing Wrestling show tomorrow. We're going to talk about the wrestlers that WWE refused to recognize when they died. There might have been something on the website, but there was no 12 bell salute. There was no even in remembrance. So,
oh,
that was weird.
We just saw,
hey, buddy, nice to meet you.
We all just shifted position out of nowhere.
This
I didn't press anything, I promise.
This is the gods making Canada Dry and Kush just get along.
Yeah, man.
Each other.
Now we really are, man. Sing right
That's
next to
what
each
this
other.
is. This is the effing wrestling gods saying, you know what? We got to put these guys in a frame side by side so they can hold hands.
Well, we were in this frame side by side. Yeah, so what I was saying is that these are the guys that WWE they forgot about, or they didn't forget, they just purposely kind of swept it under the rug, and they didn't give them their tribute on a show.
I can think of several off the top of my head that are probably going to be on there.
Yeah.
But
look forward to doing that show. 10:30 Pacific time, 1:30 Eastern, and that's the All Effing Wrestling show here on this channel.
Excellent.
That's interesting right there.
And of course, I have twitch.tv/effing wrestling. I obviously was out of commission a little bit this week, but I did buy Fight Forever. I downloaded it.
Yeah, we got to have our game.
Yeah, we got to have our game. I
Is
plan
that
to
going to
get
be
that set up.
streamed?
I'm sorry?
Are you going to stream that game?
Yes, I
So
am.
we can watch?
Yes.
We got the barbed wire death match.
That is the plan. My plan is that I am going to stream playing Fight Forever on the effing wrestling Twitch. And if I can incorporate anybody from the community, I will do so. And so be expecting that soon. Like I said, I haven't
We
really
have
had a lot of
Fight
time.
Forever chat. We'll add you to.
Do it. Yes, I need to join that. I saw you created that the other day. So be looking out for that, guys. And we've got a Pro Wrestling Tees store. You guys know the deal. ProWrestlingTees.com/effing wrestling. And you can find this shirt right here modeled by Markova. Or you can get the Magic of Wrestling shirt modeled by Dollywood here.
Yes.
And if you like old school wrestling, and I know you do,
I
you
do.
can go to Pro Wrestling Adrian Adonis. You can get an adorable Adrian Adonis t-shirt who will be on this week's episode of Vice's documentary series Dark Side of the Ring.
And the cool thing about it is that shirt is going to be all over that show.
Oh, that is excellent.
That episode
excellent.
is on in 3 days.
Yes, because the Adrian's wife or widow, she bought like 15 of them or something like that one day, and I saw that it was her, and I was like, "Oh, sweet! This is why she's buying it. She's buying it so she can give it to all the people and the family members." That's
awesome. That's awesome. So you may get a glimpse of a little bit of effing wrestling on the program. That's really, really cool. I heard something about, are you guys doing some kind of like after show for that episode?
Yes. Jeff B and I will be doing a Adrian Adonis after show. And if someone wants to join in on that, hit me up. And you can also be on the after show after we watch the Adrian Adonis Dark Side of the Ring episode.
All right. So reach out to.
Did you see what Brett said?
Yes.
That was really cool. Like he said, I don't think it's impossible that 5 years later at WrestleMania would have seen. I would have given anything to see Adrian in that ring waiting for me.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been a really good match.
Like, I hate to draw this out, but you really had some really strong bonds between like Brett and Piper and Adrian. Like I know those three, those four guys, they really loved each other.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I mean, that would have been a fantastic match. It's one of those what might have been moments that we have, unfortunately, so many of those in the pro wrestling world.
And there's a lot of questions revolving around Adrian's death that will be really kind of talked about in this episode.
Yeah, because the story was that he died in a car accident in Maine, right? When he was working for an NWA territory.
No, it was in Newfoundland.
Newfoundland. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
And there was some sketchiness revolving around the dates and times and when certain things went down.
Yeah.
Some people believe that he might have been left for dead and they took his money and stuff. And there's a lot of things that we're going to kind of look into on After Dark Or not the Dark Side of the Ring, sorry.
Well, that'll be interesting to see, definitely. So check that out if you get the opportunity, guys. That'll be a great episode. Canada, do you want to close us out here, brother?
I like the way you did it today, so do it just like that again.
Well, guys, personally, this has been a really difficult week for me. As you guys know, I lost somebody close to me, and so it's been a difficult week. But one thing you have to remember is that we're all going to have moments like this. We're all going to have weeks like this, months like this, years like this. But what you really have to remember to do is you've got to stay in the game, and you've got to remember to just keep fighting.
There you go.